Hey everybody, this is Jim, and you're watching Talking Vintage, coming to you from Decades Reclaimed Vintage Depot, located at 502 West Brennan Road, Lakeland, Florida, 33813. And today is show number 71. And you'll notice I've got somebody missing here. Warren is not with me. He is off playing around in Michigan somewhere, so we will see him when he comes back. But until he does, on with the show. All right. Hey, if you're interested in what Decades has going on, check them out on Facebook or on the web, or you can even watch a show on YouTube if you want to do that too. Today is June the 13th. It is International Axe Throwing Day. I've done that a few times, kind of fun. It's also National Call Your Doctor Day. I don't know why you would call your doctor on a certain day, but there it is, National Call Your Doctor Day. It's also National, and I'm going to butcher this, Chamoni Day. It's a condiment made of dried chilies, lime, and fruit. Never really heard of it, but it sounds kind of good. And it's National Jane Day, and we have a Jane as a vendor here at Decades Reclaimed Vintage Depot. So happy National Jane Day, Jane. Today, birthdays, Kat Dennings and the Olsen twins. They made that, I can't remember the name of the show they did, but they did a show and they're around still. All right, we're going to move on. We're going to play What's in the Box. Of course, Warren would try to guess what's in the box by the clues I give him, but this is all for you guys. So if you guess what's in the box, I'm not going to reveal it today. I'll reveal it in the next show. Okay, so it shouldn't be in a box, at least not for a long time. Weight depends on size. Must be handled with cares, the third clue. Some people talk to them. And the last one, and this will probably give it away, it converts CO2 into O2. Okay, so if you think you know what's in the box, you can go ahead and guess in the comments, and I'll reveal it next show, and you'll know if you're right or not. Okay, moving on. Vintage trends. Things that are trending in the vintage world, not necessarily just here at Decades Reclaimed Vintage Depot, even though I do look at that. I go online and see what other vendors are selling or other shops are selling. It's a little late in the year, but we are starting to sell plant stands and plant holders, pots and stuff like that, and outside gardening and yard art and things like that. That's starting to sell. Last year it came a lot earlier, but it's starting to move now. So there you go. What's not trending are toys and decor that's made of wood, along with textiles. All right. The next thing we have coming up is our vendor corner. This is a series that we're going to go through, a series of 4, and this is for people who have a booth in a vintage store like Decades Reclaimed Vintage Depot or another store. And the big question here is, the first part of our series is, should you brand yourself? And the answer is yes. Yes, you are a small business within another business. Just like any store in a mall, they would brand themselves as well as branding the mall. You know, Sears located at this mall, or JCPenney located at that mall, or Montgomery Ward's located at that mall. I know all 3 of those are probably defunct and no longer in business, but that's an example. So yeah, you're a small business inside of another small business, and as a business owner, you should brand yourself. And what does that mean? That means coming up with a name for your area, your booth, and then utilizing the means that you have in order to promote your space. And so we'll go real quick. We'll talk about social media: Facebook, Marketplace, Instagram, TikTok, all those that you can use. But I know that a lot of people aren't familiar with those platforms or don't use those platforms. That doesn't mean you can't brand and market yourself. Before those, we did it, so we just have to do it again. You'll have to tell people that you know to spread the word. Ask them, hey, I have a booth at this store. Can you tell your friends to come in and check out the booth? By the way, have you been? Can I ask you to come in? Things like that. You can write letters, send postcards, all the things that people used to do in the past to market. are things that you can do if you don't do social media. So social media is out there, but it's probably not number one. Number one is word of mouth. It has been for a long time, and it probably will continue to be that. So make sure that you tell your friends to tell their friends about your space, and that's how you could promote your brand, your space at a mall or a shop like Decades Reclaimed Vintage Depot. So that's the first in this series. The next time we'll talk about something different. We'll kind of tie them all together in the last show. So, all right, moving on. Our joke for today. What's the best way to count cows? It's to use a calculator. I know. I don't make these up. All right, we're going to move on to our question and answer. Okay, our question for today is, how can you get the word out if you don't have social media? And I gave you some examples, but I'm sure there's lots of things that I missed that somebody can come up with. So if you have an answer to that question, how can you get the word out? How can you promote your brand without social media? Put it in the comments down below. Share it for everybody, and then I will share the answers on our next show. We asked a question last time, but didn't have any answers, so we will move on. Okay, that's it for the show. It's closing time. I want to remind everybody to check out Decades Reclaimed on Facebook. You can see all the events that they have going on and everything that Decades has going on. You can also check them out on the web at decadesreclaimed.com, and you can check out Talking Vintage here on Facebook, and also our shows are on YouTube if you want to check out our channel on YouTube. And that's it. I appreciate everybody watching. I am Jim. Warren's not with me. You've been watching Talking Vintage. Until next time, have a great day.